Let's combat and fight back with maltrats. The war of the minds, they want control of the masses. And Common Core, they dumb us down in the classes. Without knowledge, we can't gain access. Build with the elders, take notes and write classes. We keep whining on the block, how it's gonna stop? Let's start supporting our own, make their supply drop. We buy stocks, then we buy blocks. Cause we know the truth and we tuned in to Dr. Maat.
A baby Fahodie, a baby to me. Welcome to another Truth to Power Talk with your sister, Dr. Maat. Thank you for joining another powerful discussion. And tonight I have with me another powerful guest, but he is no stranger to the community as he just dropped his film, Freedom of North Carolina, Mr. James Jones King. How are you doing tonight, my brother?
I'm blessed. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for coming on the platform. I see that you're rocking your Freedom of North Carolina t-shirt. So loving it. Family, right now, take a moment out to just thumb up this video, share the video tonight. My brother and I will be having a discussion on the importance of Black people controlling our narratives, telling our own stories from our own perspectives. And so we'll be talking about that tonight. So thumb up the video. You know how the algorithm works in YouTube. You know, the more you engage with the video, the more it'll pop up in your feed and other feeds. And so thumb up the video, share the video. Also, family, subscribe to my YouTube channel, Dr. Maat. If you're watching on Facebook, please head on over to YouTube and subscribe, because I don't know how long I'll be broadcasting on Facebook, because all of my traffic, it comes from YouTube. All right. And so if you're on Facebook and you're watching, please head on over to YouTube, type in Dr. Maat, subscribe to my YouTube channel and hit the notification bell so that whenever I go live, you will be notified. And I don't go live all the time. I may go live, Brother Jones, maybe once or twice a week. I may go live. And so family, so make sure that you hit the notification bell. Also, family, if you've missed any of my Truth to Power talks, I've created a playlist on my platform that you can go and you can comb through the discussions. I brought on our greats, Dr. Malefe Asante, Dr. Wade Nobles, Dr. Darity, Dr. Julianne Marvell. Just the day before yesterday, Dr. Wesley Muhammad. I brought on Dr. Darity. I brought on the Barudis, Mama and Baba Barudi. They've been on. Professor James Smalls, Dr. Kaba Kamene. So I brought on some heavy hitters tonight. I have a heavy hitter on. So make sure that you check out that playlist. And lastly, family, the Read Book Club. I know that in a previous broadcast, I stated that we were going to start reading The Color of Money this Sunday. But after talking to the brothers, we decided to start it on January the 9th. Okay. And so make sure that you get the book, The Color of Money, and join us on January the 9th for our first discussion. All right, brother. So let's jump into it. I think before I jump into it, I do want to share with the family the trailer to your film. So I think that we should start it off with that. So I'm going to share my screen. All right, family, here we go. Let me make sure I share my audio, because some of you say, Doc, you're not sharing the audio. So I'm trying to make sure that I do it right. And let me bring this back. All right, family. So here we go.
My daughter was a few feet away, and he wanted to
I think this is a commercial.
I had to shoot. I never thought I'd get locked up and charged with murder.
Wake that ass up.
Oh, that's not the right link, brother. That's not the right link that you copied and pasted in the chat. Let me see. Let me go back again.
Sure.
Oh, maybe it's something I did. Look, the Breakfast Club came
that's
up.
The only link that's the only link.
Okay. So that's I must have pushed something. All right. So let me stop sharing again. Start sharing, because I know that I will forget to share the audio. So that was my apologies. All right, here we go. All right, here we go, family. Here we go.
Look at the dark clouds. It's planned now.
It's planned. It's for your family freedom. It will work.
Rain on the sunshine. There goes the rain.
All you gotta do is get in the big house. Learn the house in every room.
Do you know
that your daddy tried to do what you doing? And he got caught right outside of Bertie County?
Why you asking me all these questions about running? I mean, does somebody got a plan off this plantation, huh? Huh?
Shh. I asked my how to plan. Billy, welcome. God know who else out there is by now.
Oh, hold on, gal. Who said I'm coming with y'all?
Oh, you can stay out here all by yourself.
Look at the dark clouds, it's got a song now. That's rain on the sunshine, there go the rainbow. We will be. Look at the castles, beautiful flowers. We are free. Look at the kings and queens. Do you believe in me?
Woo! Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. That was an amazing trailer, brother James. That was an amazing trailer. I mean, oh my goodness. And I was waiting for the resistance. So I saw what was happening and I said, I hope the brother shows some resistance. And so,
we got to.
Yeah, so my brother, let me ask you a question. What are your thoughts? Okay, because some people will look at this trailer and they'll say, oh my goodness, not another slave movie, right? They'll say, not another slave movie. So, you know, and they'll say, we're tired of seeing the slave movies. We've seen The Roots. We've seen Uncle Tom's Cabin. Goodbye, Uncle Tom. They just dropped the Harriet Tubman movie, a year ago, right? So what do you say to those people who say, you know, not another slave movie? I don't want to see that. What are your thoughts on that, brother James?
Well, I've always been big on history, period.
Mm-hmm.
I truly understand that we have to completely know everything that has happened before we even walked this earth, before you and I. I truly believe that our ancestors that had to endure the 400 some years doing being in bondage and the slavery, all the slavery stuff that went on, I think it needs to be told. And we see that, and we believe that, we've seen too many of them. Hollywood movies and put too many of those films out, but it's been from their narrative,
Come on.
And I think it's so important that we teach and be able to give our kids the nutrients that they need within entertainment, within history, and that's another thing, the power of entertainment. Because when we bring entertainment and twine it in with history itself, we make it very appealing to them. So even with this film, this is not your typical slavery film. Right there on the top of my poster, you will see, it states that, our history didn't begin with slavery. And that's what it's all about. So, I heard, we've been hearing that within the 2.5 years until I can able to break it down to a lot of people, because people take things and just run off with it. Oh, it's another slave film, or it's another this, it's another that, and really not giving it a chance to view it first, So that's what I want the masses to see. This is beyond your slavery film. This is a film that's about enlightening, empowering our people of color, in a better light.
Come on. And it's a few things that you said, brother, that was very powerful. You said, well, these movies that depict slavery were typically produced by Hollywood. And so they're telling our story through their lenses. So that's the one thing that I caught from what you were saying. The second thing you said is that we need to tell our full history, not just the feel good parts. A lot of people just want to hear that we were kings and queens. And yes, we were, we were kings and queens. And we did establish the oldest, civilizations in the world. And we did give STEM to the world and all of the stuff that Dr. Amos Wilson would call feel good history. And so, so like you said, we need to teach our babies the full history. And then you also talked about the importance of merging history with entertainment. and the important in how entertainment influences our young people. So you said a lot in maybe like 2 minutes. You said a lot, but it was very powerful. And you have had people say things like, "Oh, it's another slave movie," like you said, without giving it a chance.
Right.
And you said that it's a film about empowering, and that's what our films and our media should be about, especially when we tell history. I know that Dr. Amos Wilson said that we should use history as a tool to empower us. Otherwise, it's useless, right? I love hearing that you're telling our history, but you said you're telling it in a way that is going to empower the viewers.
Most definitely. Entertainment itself is a force to be reckoned with, right? So I have 4 girls, so after school, they do their homework, they do what they're supposed to do, but then they turn to these iPads and these phones, and they on YouTube and things of that nature. They pretty much get the full, attention from these networks, these certain platforms that has been building up within the years. And I just feel that if we can tap into that, and that's what this vision was within this film, to be able to tap into something that we can still educate, because basically the education is basically the bait of what's in this film. The entertainment is basically, the entertainment is the bait, and the hook is basically what I really wanted, to put out there, the education of it or whatnot. So when they see that, oh man, he got a bit of rapping in it, he got a bit of poetry, he have a bit of dancing. These are part of arts. And it's a way of expressing, it's not just acting, but I wanted to be able to use all different ways and the different art to express what these scenes are about. And that's what it does. It brings people a bit closer to what a dialogue can do. So with when someone is singing, it hits that vibration. When you're listening to it, it's totally different than someone speaking about it. When someone dance, that whole vibration of just seeing someone dance, to be able to express what they are seeing up there on that scene. So it's a lot that I'm using to be able to draw in our youth. And that's been my main focus. It's really for everyone. This is not an anti-white nor anti-black film, but my focus is really for our youth. These are the young generation that's going to rule this world.
Come on. And I couldn't agree with you more. When my family created the Meltrek series, we created it, like you said, for children. And salute to Sister Marcia Pender. I see she is in the building. She was the sister that recommended that you come on the platform.
Thank you, Marcia.
Yes, and I believe her daughter is in a part of the film as well.
Yes. She plays a great role in it. She did a phenomenal job.
Beautiful. And so, like you said, it's important that we create media for the babies, because like you said, our babies are on cell phones, they're on, YouTube, they're on these different platforms. And what we have to understand is that when we don't create the media, whoever controls the media controls the mind. And so if we don't create the media, then we are literally handing the minds of our babies over to the owners of Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, YouTube, Hulu, Prime Video, because they're the ones that are creating the media. And what happens is they put a lot of stuff in the cartoons, in the films that doesn't necessarily align with our morals, values, and our culture, our ideology. And so we gotta So we gotta be involved in creating and owning and supporting Black content creators such as yourself and such as myself. We got to make sure that we support that. And so tell me about the premiere, and how did the audience receive the premiere? How did they receive the movie? I'm sorry, when you had the premiere. And I believe you had it back in, I think it was September, October.
Yeah, October the 9th. We had it on a Saturday at the Regal Grande in Greenville, North Carolina. For one, to put it out there, a dream become true. Every filmmaker, even some of the ones that's been out in the field longer than I have, it's a dream to be able to at least show their film on big screen. I mean, 9 out of 10, most filmmakers going to tell you that, but it's a bit difficult the way they have certain things twine in and within the corporate and whatnot. But to answer your question, the people received it. It was mind blowing. It was to a point where, you know, you have this vision here, and what you have to do and what I had to do is be able to take what I had within and pull it out of me. And to, you know, and really put it there where people can see it visually. So being there that night, sitting down and watching these scenes being played, scene by scene by scene by scene. You remember, I did all the editing. I did all the post when it come down to the post production. So I already seen it 1,000 times. But I guess my reaction to the people was how they going to receive it. And the end of the night, it was just mind blowing. There was people that didn't look like me, people on the opposite skin color.
I saw that
received it. You understand what I'm saying? That received it. I mean, there was elderly people. You know, I've got a chance of chatting with and talking with. You know, that told me, wow. You know, they couldn't imagine what they just saw because it was mind blowing. And another thing is, whenever I put things together, I love to step outside of the box. I'm not going to duplicate what someone else did. I love to step outside of the box, and that's what I did with this film. And from what I've heard, even from the film critics on IMDb, that's the movie database, people love it. You know, so my dream is to be able to continue to push this as hard as we can so that it can actually get to more viewers as well. So,
oh my goodness, I saw it when you posted the pictures on Facebook, because you and I are connected on Facebook, and I said, "Oh my goodness, it was a phenomenal,
beautiful,
it was a beautiful turnout." While we're talking, if you could look for the video, because you had I think it was like a 4 or 5 minute video.
Yes, I got you.
If you could drop that in the chat so we could just show the family. I want to give them some visuals so they can see what I saw. But yeah, it was family. While he's looking for that, I saw the photographs on Facebook. And the video is a video that showed the premiere, and he's right. It was a packed house. North Carolina came out to support this project, and so shout out to North Carolina. And I see Big Max is in the building. Big Max says Freedom of NC is in the building. So salute to you, Big Max. Yeah, and so it was a beautiful turnout. And like you said, I saw people from, you know, all different racial backgrounds, all different ages. You know, they were there. And so it was just really a beautiful, beautiful turnout. And so I would like to show the people that. And so some people are saying, when is that fire coming out? So they love what you're saying. Peace to the new Black World Order. I see my aunt Segmet. That's what I call a Segmet in the flesh. She's in the building. Peace to you, brother James Powell. George Macon, I see that he's in the building. He says peace and Black power to the whole chat. My brother CJ Young, peace to you, brother Young. And my sister LaDoja, I want to bring you on, Queen. We got to talk about the history of Black women in the beauty industry and what happened and why that no longer, well, I'm not going to say it no longer exists, because there are a lot of sisters who are producing products now, and we're getting back to that. But I want to talk about what happened and what was the decay. So I got to bring Sister LaDoja right on to talk about that. But brother, did you find it, or?
Yep, I found it. I'm copying it right now.
Okay, peace, family. Welcome and share. Yes, New Black World Order, the best moderator on YouTube. Peace to you, King. Peace to you, King. And Craig Killmonger. Peace to you, brother. All right, yeah, copy and paste the link, and then I'll show them. I just thought about this while we were talking, like, yeah, just drop it in the link, because I want them to see what I saw, because it was just awesome.
It's right here.
Okay, I'll grab it.
Come on.
Yeah, I'll grab it right now.
Copy.
And Sister Pender said, she said the film Freedom of North Carolina was so good. The premiere was such an event to attend.
Wow, thank you.
Yeah, beautiful.
Tell me, how can I copy it from Facebook?
Okay, I can go to your Facebook page and just if
I
you,
see it.
yeah, it's
It's
just,
right here.
yeah, it's, I can, let me just go onto your Facebook page and help you out a little bit. So I can go to videos and let me see. It says James's videos or videos of James. Okay, I see an 11-minute video. I don't, is that the one?
Let me see. Yeah, 11 minutes and 48 seconds. That's
So
it.
so I'll just show a little bit of the video.
Okay, from your okay.
Yeah. Okay, here it is. I'll just show a little bit of it so they can check it out. All right. So, all right, family, we found it. We're good to go.
Awesome.
So share the screen, audio. All right. And let me see if I can enlarge. All right, here we go, family.
Freedom NC. Stay tuned.
Hey, I'm feeling lovely, man. Freedom NC, man. All this hard work, man. We finally here. You know, we're in the building, man. The movie is finally done, so we get to reap the benefits of that hard work that we put in, man.
It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful experience to see everybody coming out like this to support. I mean, we've been working on this thing for like 2.5 years.
Speechless right now. I didn't think this was going to, be a situation where I was going to come to a red carpet premiere. Independent filming and it's fine. Shout out to James Jones.
Yes, I've been on pins and needles all day, but it's been a journey. I believe it's going to be.
Nervous, yeah, definitely nervous about that because we didn't get a screen, so we're gonna be watching it with everybody for the first time. So we just hope
that adds to it, man.
It do.
I want to just say thanks to James Jones, you know what I'm saying, for giving me the chance, giving me the opportunity to be a part of this momentous moment, man. Y'all, never give up on your dreams, family. You know what I'm saying? No matter what you believe, no matter what you're going through in life, man, keep pushing forward. No matter if you got people in your circle that's telling you that you can't do that, get away from them, man. Kick them out the circle, man. You know what I'm saying? Anything is possible. We are born with everything that we need within ourselves to manifest greatness. So if you're trying to manifest greatness, man, gravitate to people that's doing positive things, and then it's going to show in you also, man. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just here, man, feeling good.
How you feeling, man?
Man, amazing. I'm still up here. I haven't calmed down yet, so I'm just embracing what I see. I'm embracing the people. I feel the love, the energy. Just everybody, man. I thank the High Creator, the High Supreme, our ancestors for allowing this to happen.
How far are we from showtime?
We're about to start showtime in the next. He just told me in the next 10 minutes. So we're about to bring it to the world, man. So I'll see you guys there. I thank you all for coming out, supporting this film. It means a lot to me, as well for the cast. So when you see my face on it, you also see them. This film couldn't happen without them, and that effort, that time that they put into this film, and I appreciate every last one of them. We have people that come from all the way from Charlotte, High Point, Atlanta, Kinston, Rocky Mount, from everywhere, to be able to bring this to the people in this community. But I hope you guys enjoy. I just want you to look to the right of you, to the left side of you. All right, and I want you to pull the imaginary seatbelt across your waist. Lay back, enjoy, and
let's get the freedom
before we shut it down, we're gonna get everybody on live. All right, in the countdown to 3, I need everyone to say freedom on this beat. 1, 2, 3.
Oh, brother, this was beautiful, brother. This was beautiful. So I wanted the family just to see what I saw. And let me drop the link to this video in the chat because I believe it is public on your page. And so, family, if you want to watch the rest of it, it's like 5 minutes left. I'm putting the link in the chat. And so people in the chat, they said, this is amazing. Sister LaDoja, she said, wow. Sister Penda segment. She look at this. Yes, the film got a standing ovation. I saw that at the end. It wasn't like it was one person. I mean, the audience stood up like, woo! Oh my goodness. And I love how you had your daughters right there with you. You know, they were right there with you to experience that with you. So you said you were on cloud 9 when you got the standing ovation when they stood up in the audience. Oh my goodness.
Yes, I couldn't slow down. I was too high up there. Yeah, it was a blessing.
Absolutely. And so, brother, let me ask you this. How important, and we kind of touched on that, but what happens when we allow other people to control, you know, our history and our narratives? You know, what happens to us when we allow that to happen? We talked about the, you know, sort of the importance of it, but we touched on it, but not really. So what happens when we give that control over to another group of people? What have you seen?
Just like anything, just as you begin to start a book and don't finish, it becomes incomplete. Things become distorted, so, that's how I look at a lot of things, especially pertaining to our narrative and what we put out there. It's very, very important. It's just so many years that, we didn't have a voice, we didn't have the power to do certain things, or we felt that we didn't have the power at that time to do certain things. And, we're in 2021, a whole different century where, there's Black people all across the globe that is doing phenomenal things, things that we've been doing before civilization, to be honest with you. It's just, we just have to take back what is ours. There's a lot of things that I want to create when it comes down to films, to be able to give our kids that real truth, the facts. Facts and truth means stability and reality. So I want to be able to bring that reality to them of what it is. Nothing washed down, nothing that the school have put in the books of what they want to teach. That's why it's so important as parents, as guardians, pastors, preachers, whatever you call yourself, that we are taking our kids and teaching our kids rightly, according to the truth and the knowledge and understanding. So with film itself, it's very powerful. It's very powerful, and we got to kind of watch out what our kids watch on YouTube, because even though they may not be doing it at that time, see, the mind is something there where, they can continue to watch it, and that spirit begin to kind of travels within them. And now they thinking that, oh, this is the way it's supposed to be, or my skin is not dark and it's not light enough. So I guess this is what, Hollywood, or this is what, the people around me accept, but that's not the case. So it has to take people such as myself, Spike Lee, Ava DuVernay. These are great other actors that I look up to, that's willing to tell our story, no matter what, right. So it's just so much when it comes down to it. And until we are able to do that, our kids will be able to see that, hey, we don't have to attach ourselves out there. We don't have to try to be this or try to be that, or we got to actually have money to attach to who we are. We already are, we already the kings and queens within us. I tell my cast, I preach to my girls, anything that you want, you must learn how to pull it out of you. We that self-contained seed. Everything that's in a seed, an apple, orange, or whatever has everything to produce. There's nothing you have to add to it except the principles that comes with that. That's the water, the air, the sun that it may need, and fertile grounds. So from there on, when you apply those principles, it's going to definitely, it's going to, it's going to grow, it's going to bear fruit, it's going to pierce the soil, and that's very important that we must know that.
Absolutely. And I love how you said when we don't tell it, it gets distorted. Like, do you remember when Sally Hemings, when it came out, it was like a real big story. The white folks were trying to say, and we call them, the white historical revisionists, but they were trying to allude that Sally Hemings and Thomas Jefferson had a love affair. Right. Like literally, like we know that she was, a captive of Thomas Jefferson, and he was, she was considered his property. And so that wasn't a love affair. That was rape, and she ended up being, she was impregnated by him 6 times, and 4 of the children survived. But you had historical revisionists trying to run with the narrative that this was a love affair happening during slavery. And so, like you said, if it wasn't Black historians, if it wasn't for those Black historians who came out and said, no, that's not the way it happened, then our children would have been thinking that during slavery, you had these types of relationships happening, and consensual relationships happening, just like they're trying to change the narrative now and say that we didn't come over here enslaved. We all came over as indentured servants, as if coming over here was a choice. And so again, it's imperative, like people like yourself, to continue pumping out these movies that talk about, the era of enslavement, content creators who may talk about the era before enslavement. We call that the era of Ma'at. So peace to Mama Marimba Annie. She said we have 3 phases in our history: Ma'at, the Ma'afa, and the Sankofa. And right now we're in the phase of Sankofa, where we're going back to get what's ours, our knowledge, our spirituality, our land, go back and look, our minds. And so we're in that, so we're in that era of Sankofa. And so we had to make sure that we tell our stories. There's another author and scholar that I hold in high regard, Dr. Amos Wilson. He wrote a book called The Falsification of African Consciousness, The Falsification of African Consciousness. And in that book, he said that there's an intimate relationship between history, I believe it's either culture or consciousness, and personality. And so all of that stuff is, so we think that we just are who we are. I'm just, my personality is what it is. But your personality is attached, right? You are a product of a family. You are a product of a culture, right? And that culture has a history. And so there's an intimate relationship between them. And so understanding that, we should even know more, that more so than ever, it's imperative that we tell our history from our perspective. And so I wanted to really drive that thing home. But go ahead, brother. It seemed like you wanted to say something.
Oh, no. I was just agreeing to you. I was just agreeing what you were saying. I mean, I was always taught, to really truly learn something, you have to unlearn it, and that's what I had to do growing up, if it was the religious system, detaching that away from me and just really understanding what my true spirituality is. So, we must really dig and pull out of you. And I can't be clear enough. Like, it ain't nothing that's out there, and it kind of bothers me when I hear my people, just praying for something that's out there that they already have the power within. You understand? See, this is what makes freedom of NC what it is. The last scene of the film, and I'm gonna bring it back. The last scene of the film, where they was going, I could have set any type of location, just as what Harriet did, where she took a lot of the runaway slaves to places like Philadelphia. She took places to enslaves to Canada, places beyond that, in Maine. And I could have done that, but I didn't. So what I did was I in somewhat created a place. I call it the Rieger. If you look it up, it's called Black Soil. it means that basically everything that's on that land is governed by Black people or people of color. So when they get to this particular land, this family here, when they run off and get to this particular land and step one foot on this land, everything is given back to them. From their language, their culture, and who they are within their true identity. Everything is given back to her. The young lady by the name of Sarah, played by Benitris, is my lead actress. So people know by watching the story, her name is Sarah, all the way up into the last scene. Her real true name is Almina.
Come on.
And I got that from the West Africa, the queen that ruled West Africa back in the 15th century. So I try to twine in a lot of the facts and a lot of the things that are true, things that you can look up, and entwine it with this, because sometimes that's why I say you got to unlearn to learn. It's just like your hard drive on your computer, right? You know, for so many times, you know, when you're opening up a brand new computer and you begin to start adding certain softwares and certain things up there, now the computer began to get tampered with. You're adding certain things on the computer. A lot of times when you get a brand new computer, they ask you, okay, boom, you want a subscription to Norton Antivirus. This is a application that will protect you from virus or protect your actual system from viruses. So what happens after the subscription if you do not pay for it? 9 out of 10, you're going to get a virus somewhere or another if you continue to surf the net. So the mind itself, and when I look at computers, it's almost the same. When you're not protected and you're out there surfing, you're actually attracting all types of virus.
Come on, you better talk about
You feel me? You attract all types of virus. But what happens is when you take your computer into a place like Computer Geeks, because what happens when you get so many virus, it begins to start shutting down. You know, your computer begins to start lagging. The performance is not what it used to be because it slows it down. So therefore, it's like, man, I need to take it to a computer geek. I need to get looked at. Just like anything else, something wrong with your car, you want to take it to a mechanic, right? So you take it to the computer geek. And this is what he tells you. He said, I see what you got going on, and you have viruses within your system. And within the virus in your system, you can do two things, right? You can let me go in here and manually remove these viruses, but 9 out of 10, sometimes it'll show back up. Or you can let me reboot the system. Reboot is basically it means bringing it back into its original state of what it was created to do. And that's where our mind needs to go. We need to reboot the mind so it can go back into where it was, who we are, you know, our true identity, our true name, our true beliefs, you know, and what we believe in. So it's just so much within that. That, you know, I wanted to be able to put into this film and for people to take from this film. You know, it speaks of identity. This whole film speaks of identity, you know, so it's just a lot that's within there. So, you know, I'm gonna just pitch it back off to you. I don't want to be talking so much.
No, brother, no, brother. Look, I was waiting for this sound effect. Hold on, Oh my goodness. You said the virus that infects us, because we are infected with a lot of different viruses.
A lot of different things.
You know, American culture is a virus. Yeah. It's a virus. The stuff that we see, the stuff that we expose to our children, it's a virus. Right. The miseducation, that's a virus. Religious misorientation, that's a virus. You understand? The processed foods that we eat, that's a virus. You know, you get what I'm saying? And so it's like, I love that your whole analogy, brother. And you said that we got to protect ourselves. And really the protection is knowledge of self. That is the protection. That is the vaccine against these viruses. Knowledge of self. And I love, brother, how you talked about the importance of, you know, unlearning to learn, right? And so we have to break that cycle, because we're in this constant cycle of each generation we have to, we learn whatever they teach us. And
Right.
then, either we wake up because we've come across, a movie or some a
Right.
music,
Right.
or like you said,
Right.
some sort of art or media that will, wake us up. And for me, it was Anthony T. Browder's work from the Browder File. I read it in
Oh,
1996,
okay.
and I never looked back. But we wake up, and then we have to start learning again, and
That's
then
it.
educating other people. But we need to get out of that cycle, brother. Like we need to get to a point where we break that cycle, the whole
Right.
unlearn, relearn, learn, right? We need to get
Right.
out of that cycle and just learn. And the
Gotcha.
only way to do that is by creating our own, education, our own systems, a
True.
system that will permit us to do that. So by all means, brother, no, you didn't go off. You didn't go off. It was perfect. Everything that you said, from the analogy, the analogy that you utilized, to, the fact that we need to break that cycle of, unlearning misinformation, disinformation, learning that stuff, and then trying to unlearn that stuff, and then learn what we have to get out of that cycle. And the only way to do that is by doing what you're doing, creating films, books. You shout out to people like Marcus Klein, who has, a Black independent private school in Chicago. He's doing marvelous work.
Awesome.
So so establishing our own educational systems. That's what we have to do. We have to educate. We have to educate, and educate is just not sending your child to the food system.
Right.
We think that's education, and that's not education at all. And so that'll be another that's a whole nother, discussion on what is education and what is not education. So what's up next for you, brother James? What's up next?
Oh man. I've been having so many people asking, what's next? What's next? And just been working and just trying to bring something that can inspire the next man, the next woman, to go out and do whatever, to believe and know it, So my thing is when it comes down to films, I want to be able to put out a film. I want to be able to put films out that can change the minds, give you a whole different perception of certain things. When you watch a scene here and there, you can pull from maybe one or two of those things, but at least if it's doing something, if it's changing, that's what I want to create. I want to be able to bring truth. I want to reveal a lot of things that a lot of people don't know. As of now, I'm writing on Larry Davis. My mother's from Bronx, New York, right off of Washington Ave. So during the time of 1986, if you remember the Larry Davis story and the illegal raid that happened at that time, this was a Black man who basically did what he had to do to survive, but at the same time, he was basically being puppeted by the system or the police. Therefore, so when he wanted out, they wanted to actually silence him. So they did an illegal raid and wanted to come in and try to silence him. But he fought back and stood up for what he believed in. And, I wanted to be able to kind of write on something on the behalf of that story. Very powerful story and very inspirational story that no one ever touched on yet. There's a few documentaries that's already out there. Not sure if you found with it, but it was one of the biggest manhunts in New York City alone. So
wow. And what was the brother's name again?
Larry Davis.
Larry Davis. I never heard of him.
Yeah, he was known, at the time, that was during the crack academics, so, it was a lot of our people that was mixed into that stuff at the time. And what Larry Davis was, he was exposing them, so what these cops would do, they will rough up a few these young brothers or whatnot, take their drugs and whatnot. He'll go into another neighborhood and he'll actually give it to these other brothers to sell for them. So these guys been doing it for years, and it was bigger than just the police precinct. It was, you had some of the mayors that was involved, the judges that was involved. It's a very deep story. If you look it up, Larry Davis, If you Google Larry Davis, his name should be able to pop up there. But he became very known because he was the guy that actually shot 6 police officers and still got away. And then when he did surrender, he came on his own. The chief of police was out there, the press was out there. So he wanted all of them to be out there because he didn't want them to try anything. So he had a whole community praising him, worshiping. He's our hero because he was someone that stood up. He was someone that was like a representation of the Black Party for self-defense. He did something that a lot of us, we don't see. He didn't run. So he ended up wounding 6 officers during the process of this illegal raid. He was inside of his sister's house, had his nieces and nephews as well, while all this shooting was going in from the back room to the front of the house, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. He ended up shooting 6 of them out of self-defense, jumped out of the window and ran to a nearby family home, and took, I believe, about 17 days before he wanted to surrender. And not even only that, after when he went to court, because that was another fight that he had fought, he actually got acquitted for all 6.
And so you're working on a documentary or a film? Like, documentary is a film, but like, is it going to be? I'm working on
a short film, basically.
Okay, so a short film.
So pretty much a short film. Just want to see how the people pretty much just kind of take in from it. I also reached out to his daughter. I haven't yet heard anything from his daughter as of yet. I wanted to kind of get her blessings and whatnot, but I wanted to really be able to put out this movie, create this movie to show the people how it was, how it still is, and so on, but how it was back then in '86, and how this man was willing to die for what he believed in.
I think that's going to be a phenomenal story, and I can't wait to watch it. I mean, I can't wait to watch it. So hold on, brother. Let me drop a bomb for you for coming on and doing your thing. Yeah, so thank you so much, brother, for coming on. How can we support your film? Where can we purchase your film?
Basically, we actually have go on our website, www.fonc, short for freedom of NC.com. So that's fonc.com. We're pretty much, I try to keep things updated up there, but also I do a lot of more Facebook and Instagram, so you can definitely check it out on facebook.com /freedom of NC, as well as facebook.com Bear Hugs Productions. We just started that group there. This Bear Hugs is where a lot of my content is going to come through, and that's where they can be able to reach us at.
Okay, well, brother, thank you so much, for taking time out of your schedule to be with us. And so what I usually do is I usually close out with my outro, but I'm going to close out with your trailer.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll close out with your trailer. All right, so family, join me back here, same time, same place. I'll be back here probably next Friday or Saturday before I head on out to Egypt. I have a trip coming up. I'm super excited. I'm going to Egypt on December the 16th with Anthony T. Browder, Baba Browder. So I'll be one in a number. He's taking about 70 of us to Kemet. And so I have my son and I, we're going over there, and he's super excited. He's ready to go. And we'll be standing in front of the pyramids and, and going to see the tombs and the museums. And so I'm looking forward to that. So I'll make sure that I go live next Friday or Saturday, because I know the following Saturday or Friday I won't be available. So I'll make sure I at least get in another discussion. So again, thank you so much, brother James, for coming on the platform. Family, thank you for tuning in. Peace and Black Power.
Look at the dark clouds, it's got the storm now.
This plan is for your family freedom. It will work. Now listen. All you gotta do is get in the big house. Learn the house in every room.
Do you know that your daddy tried to do what you doing? And he got caught right outside of Bertie County?
Why you ask me all these questions about running? I mean, does somebody got a plan off this plantation, huh? Huh? Shh.
I swear how to play.
Billy, welcome. God know who else out there is by now. Oh, hold on, gal. Who said I'm coming with y'all?
Oh, you can stay out here all by yourself. Look at the dark clouds, it's got the song now. That's rain on the sunshine, there go the rainbow. We will be. Look at the castles, beautiful flowers. We are free. Look at the kings and queens. Do you believe